Hey everyone, welcome back. We've got Hormarath of Deer besieging Arnak, but didn't really foresee this. Someone had commented though, Arnak and Pelargir more than likely have Garrison scripts enabled as well, and that is true. We've got quite a small, well, quite a medium, I would say, force in Arnak now, which is, I don't think that Hormarath of Deer can see off himself. He's got only like a few orc band and you know, some sparse melee units. So what I think I have to do is donate a few units from Dawn Death. For example, this troll catapult, and I'll tell you why I'm going to do that. If we select this whole army here, we can see that we will not make it to Pelargir unless I give up that troll catapult, and then we can get Dawn Death to besiege Pelargir before back here ever gets to it, and we can probably just besiege Pelargir for a few turns and wait for reinforcements, or, you know, Hormarath can take Arnak with whatever reinforcements he send him, and then he can donate some units to Dawn Death, etc. Or we can bring them from Osgiliath, etc. Like I said, though, we're going to donate this catapult to Hormarath. Perhaps one of these Uruk units, some of these melee units would be good to give, because they have quite a lot of these Axemen of Lostanak, which are a bit of a problem. I mean, they don't have a whole lot of armor and not really a whole lot of attack, but they're good in the charge. They are quite effective against armor as well, which would tear through our units. What little armor they have, they'll just tear right through it. So I think perhaps a few raiders we can spare. For example, we'll just give this troll catapult for sure to Hormarath. We can just stick it right here for now. And we'll give one to 2 units of raiders, and we'll give 2 units of orc band as well. There we go. That should be enough for Hormarath to besiege the place. We could even just try to starve them out for a little bit, or until, you know, they surrender for 6 turns. We've also got a few units of reinforcements coming from Minas Tirith. We've got 2 units of Morning Guard, and we'll grab this Raider unit as well. These scouts, I think we can get away with taking... No, we cannot. We cannot donate all of these units because that will destroy the public order of Minas Tirith. But for, I think, 90 coins, well, 200 coins nearly, we can get rid of these units. So we'll send these to Hormarath as well, and he can take Arnak, which will give us more than 200 coins per turn, so I think it's a fair trade. Now we can lock down Pelargir with Dawn Death, and hopefully back here comes to reinforce. That would be ideal, but I doubt it's going to happen. Looks like we're stuck with a few ladders for now. We don't really have a whole lot of build points. I can get away with 1 siege tower, and the rest is ladders. That should be fine. We'll probably do more than 1 turn of sieging anyway. We'll do... Oh shit, look at this massive... Garrison, Pelargir. We've got a full stack here now. It's a ton of Pelargir Marines and Militiamen. Yeah, we may have to wait for a bit of reinforcements. We've got a candidate for adoption here. It's Mauger. And as usual, we are going to decline. We do not need that general. Minas Tirith now has a grain exchange. Wonderful. We can retrain a bunch of units, get them some armor, but... well, it's only 60 gold coins, I suppose, so we may as well do 2 right now. Thornburg has a leather tanner, and we can actually repair, well, give them a bit of armor as well, I believe. Speaking of reinforcement units, though, we've got a few units coming from Barad-dûr. I've got some trolls and some halberds, but I believe we were going to send them to Thornburg, so we're going to send these guys north to hold the fort. And this guy's going to head to Carindros to retrain because we don't actually have a an archery of that level in Barad-dûr. And we have this ballista and this unit of orc maulers to reinforce as well. So we've got 4 units heading to Minas Tirith right now, and a few more are heading to Hormarath. We need some for Dawn Death, but hopefully we can get back here to reinforce. Let's see. No one is pursuing back here, so he may be able to pull it off. We probably could have tried to stick our spies in these cities. Maybe they could have opened the gates, but I doubt it. Sticking good old Lunmaz on this hill so we can see if any reinforcements are... Actually, no, let's just do this. We'll stick them on this hill, and then we can see if there's any reinforcements coming from Ethring or Tarnost. I don't think so, though. It doesn't look that way. Maybe Luglin can get an eye on good old Lynn here. Perhaps. There it is. Yeah, Lynn here is, funnily enough, being besieged by a man also named Bakir. I'm not sure. There's a big old stack in the capital of Gondor, just fucking like 22 units. And then we've got Lord Cusay here as well, who is apparently the faction heir. They are attacking Lynn here. I really want this asshole to come over and help us, but like I said, I doubt it's going to happen. Speaking of Thornburg, earlier though, we've got a few units retreating back to Barad-dûr for retraining. We're going to stick them over here, perhaps. See, the thing is, I don't want these units to be bribed by our mortal enemy Arthdor, so I'm going to stick these units in Dondeth's army, and then these units that need retraining, I'm going to try to circumnavigate him as best as possible and get them back to Barad-dûr without being bribed. But there we go. Dwarvois can now head to Thornburg with those 2 fresh units, and we are slowly retraining these units, turn at a time. We've got a few strong orc bands, 1, 2, few orc raiders that are at full strength. We just need to retrain 1 more. Unfortunately, we can only retrain 1 unit at a time, so it's a bit slow. Also in the north, we've got Laguf just continually pushing on these roads here, and he's going to place 1 more watchtower right about here. And there we go. We've got full line of sight throughout this entire road here in the Wilderland. I don't think there are any river crossings in the south here, so... Oh well, just down here. Maybe we should throw a tower down here as well while we're at it. 2 turns for him to arrive there, not a big deal. There we go. And that's about it. We've got a troll catapult heading to Malgalad as well that we'll have to get Zagduff to potentially escort to Thornburg. There we are. I think Zagduff has quite a lot of loyalty, so he should be able to withstand this bribe. There we are. We've got 1,700 gold coins ready to blow on buildings in Minas Tirith, I think. We can build this market, which will increase trade by not a bad amount, actually, 60 gold coins. Which will pay itself off like fucking in 100 turns. Jesus. Okay, I think we've got 400 gold coins left. I'm not sure what we can do with that, and the answer is nothing. So we may as well just hold on to it for until next turn and then deal with it then. And you know what? We may as well end our turn right now because I don't think there's anything to do. While we can deal with our agents. We've got our spy in the north, and oh shit, his path has been blocked by Erahale, which is an Arnor general. I guess these guys are now the kingdom of Arnor. If I were to... Nope. Free Peoples of Eriador. Apparently they are still called Arnor. Are called Eriador, rather, but it says Arnor here. And they actually have a different symbol. So... I guess for all intents and purposes, they are still the Free Peoples of Eriador, but actually they are the kingdom of Arnor. Whatever. I wonder perhaps if they have their own territories, maybe? Just kind of carve themselves out of Arnor, or out of Eriador, perhaps? No, it doesn't appear to be that way. I don't really know how this works, but here we go. We've just spotted some large towns that would be nice to have at some point. Jesus, I wish we had more towns like this. Man, these guys are just badass. If I were to play another campaign, I'd probably play as these guys, or maybe Dale. I don't know, it's hard to say. But Gorsheg is going to head back to Orthanc. And then our diplomat in the north, I'm not sure where the hell he went. He's talking to the dwarves, or has talked to the dwarves. We may as well get him to come down through Gondor. Maybe we can do some bribing, I don't know. We'll find out. But let's end the turn. Alright, we've got another adoption, not really important. Our invasion is about to an end. The invasion for Edoras is about to end in 5 turns, which is not good, because once that invasion is over, I think the Rohirrim are probably going to be on the offensive yet again, and that definitely sucks for us, because we are holding on to the north in Thornburg as much as possible, and then we are trying to advance in the southwest, and we don't really have much gold to spare for the defense of our northwest, so I don't know what to say. I guess we'll find out how that goes in 5 turns time. Looks like Arthdor has been trying to bribe Zagduff And I'm going to do this. I'm going to throw my troll catapults up near Thornburg. I'm going to move these units in Thornburg. There we are. I'm going to move Dwarvois to the catapult, and they will head to Thornburg. I don't want Malgalad to be bribed. If I don't know if the AI ever attempts to bribe settlements themselves, but regardless, I don't want them to be bribed. There we go. We've got 2,300 gold coins that we can throw down. This village is actually quite far off from upgrading, so I'm not really worried about it. Minas Tirith is currently not retraining anything, so there we are. East Osgiliath, I think, can really use a Temple of Melkor at some point because, as always, the population public order is abysmal. Well, it's mostly due to taxes, and that's about it. And we could build a fairground in East Osgiliath, but that won't really do much either. We could build an administration, and that would do a little bit, increase public order. Camp guard, perhaps? No, I think we should hold on to these gold coins as well and decide next turn. These units are finally arriving through the Osgiliaths. They've crossed the River Anduin, and they will arrive in Minas Tirith within a few turns. We got some reinforcements for Hormarath. Here we are. And we got a troll catapult, and now we've got nearly a full stack attacking Arnak. And we can build even more siege equipment. We'll build a fucking ton of ladders. No. We'll build some more siege towers. 5 more turns until Arnak just straight up surrenders. I doubt they'll surrender, though. They'll probably sally out, and I think we'd be stronger in the field if they were to sally out, because we can use good old Dwarvois to our advantage and destroy a lot of their army with rear charges. So that's what we'll do. I think we'll besiege Arnak, because for every turn that we besiege the place, their units do get weaker as well. So we'll besiege the place, weaken their units, and when they sally out, we can destroy them in the field with Hormarath there, because, well, God knows we're really good with our Nazgul. Okay, let's build some more siege towers in Pelargir here, and some more ladders, just in case. There we are. More siege pieces than we actually have units in our armies. Not bad. Okay, Hanathanun. We can't really fucking build anything anywhere ever. It's kind of disconcerting. Nothing worthwhile anyway. We could build a guardhouse in Mount Doomington, and that would allow us to recruit a diplomat, which I don't really give a shit about, so I don't know why I bothered to bring it up. Actually, let's crank the taxes a little higher in Mount Doomington. If we can get a few more 100 gold coins out. I think I turned taxes down so that Mount Doomington would grow, and it has grown, but now we just need to increase public order a bit. So I may have to actually build this guardhouse as what it is. That will not do much, actually. But what can we build to increase public order? Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot, indeed. Butchery does absolutely nothing, but we'll build a guardhouse in Mount Doomington so we can crank taxes higher. Eventually, Nurnen, likewise, is very, very low on public order. And there's not really much we can build there to increase said public order, except for... Oh shit, Nurnen is so close to upgrading. It's like 500 people away. Well, 500 orcs, I should say, away from upgrading, and damn, I'm going to crank taxes to very low, turn them very low so that Nurnen can eventually upgrade. That's wonderful. And then, well, Nurnen might be our largest city in general, actually. I'm not really sure. It's a large town now, and it will become a minor city, and I guess that is the best we can do, maybe. Let's see. What else can we build if we were to upgrade into a minor city? Troll cages, siege, smiths, trade. We can build a larger trade hub. That's about it, it seems. We can build all this shit, and that would increase public order, but not by much. Oh! Once we become a city, we can build larger administrations, and that will increase public order. Wonderful. Okay, you know what? Let's just wait for that to grow, and then we can go from there. Little marsh wall, of course, already looked at that. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. East Osgiliath is apparently a large city, but it only has a population of 2,000, so I don't know what the hell is going on there. yeah, let's just continue what we're doing. We'll save 1,000 gold coins for next turn. I'm not really sure. Can we recruit any mercenaries? No, never. We can never recruit mercenaries. But we can cross the river right here, which is kind of weird. I never noticed that. Very odd. Okay. Once again, we'll just end the turn. I don't know where back here has gone. Well, there he is. He hasn't really done anything this turn. I don't really know what the point of that is. Nothing coming from Lynn here. I'm seeing very little movement around Lynn here, actually. There's just one stack within the city and then nothing else, so I'm kind of worried about that. Curious as to where Gondor is concentrating their forces. I need a spy in the north, right around the Sylvan Elves. So once Gorshag takes a look at Orthanc yet again, we'll send this asshole all the way to spy on the Sylvan Elves. Ugnag, of course, marching this way. Wonderful. Let's see, how many spies do I actually have? I should have, like, I think 3. Yeah, just 3, unfortunately. That's about it this turn, though. Here we go. Holy shit, guys. Harad has finally just taken Lynn here, and, like, immediately Lord Cusay just dropped down a watchtower. Very amusing. And now, once we take Arnak and Pelargir, that means that we've basically cut Gondor's territory very thin. They've already lost, like, 1/3 of their kingdom, I would say. Well, that's after we take Arnak and Pelargir, of course. And it's not looking so good for them. I think we're beginning to turn the tide here, and they're starting to crumble throughout. And we now have an armorer in Barad-dûr, so we can get advanced chainmail on all of our units that we crank out of there. And that's fucking great. Oh, look at this. The Orcs of the Misty Mountains are at war with the Kingdom of Arnor. And it sucks to be them, I suppose. They're kind of wedged between the Sylvan Elves and the High Elves and also the Free People, so it's not looking so good for the Orcs of the Misty Mountains. Oh man, a massive force of troops of Isengard here. Holy shit, look at all these, like, crusading units. I wonder if I could have gotten some of those guys if I joined this invasion. Maybe I could have got some free attacks out of it. Maybe I could have, you know, taken good old Aldburg if I were to commit a force, but I'm not really going to worry about it. A few more turns until these Uruks and these Morning Guard arrive in Arnak, and then once again they can march south from there. These two units as well are heading to Arnak, and there we go. Dwarvois has arrived in Thornburg with his brand new troll catapult, and if I was him, I'd be very fucking pleased with that. Let's see, how often do we get Orc bands? 3 turns for Orc bands, 2 turns for Raiders. I'm going to wait a few turns to recruit these really weak Orc bands. I haven't seen a single army of the Sylvans in quite some time, so it looks like we may have beat them back for a little while. And now Laguf is going to return to Thornburg, and, you know, we could probably place some more towers south of Thornburg if need be. I believe these Morning Guard also need advanced chainmail, so perfect. They have arrived just in time. These Uruks do need Isengard steel, apparently, so that's interesting. I'm going to have to send Dwarvois south to retrieve these 2 units once Laguf arrives. He can hold down Thornburg. There we go. Dwarvois will head south. Dondeth is still besieging Pelargir. 6 turns until they surrender. And you know what, I could probably attack with this army if I really needed to. What I'm going to do actually is I'm going to merge some of these units, like so. I'm going to send this one Orc band to retrain in Minas Tirith, and then I'll do the same for some of my Raiders. Let's see, what can we do? Okay, we've got an 11-man unit heading back to Minas Tirith for retraining as well. Because I did that because I need space for these reinforcements that are going to be arriving here. I could probably attack now and take Arnak and, you know, speed up this whole process, but I'm going to wait for these Uruks and these Morning Guard because they're a turn away, and, you know what, I would very much like to have those units in my army. Minas Tirith is still working on this market, and we can build probably a commander's office afterwards, just to increase public order even further. I really want to push public order up as much as possible in good old Minas Tirith because, well, the higher I can crank taxes there, the more income we will be squeezing out of such a rich city. And in fact, if I were to save up 5,000 gold coins, we could build a massive temple in Minas Tirith and convert them even quicker. So that's pretty much what I think I have to do. So we're going to hold on to these 2,800 gold coins. We're going to have 4,900 next turn, so it's going to be about 2 turns until we can build those that temple. So you know what? Let's get Luglund to scout a little bit ahead of these Haradrim armies and take a look at Tarnost. I don't really know which territories I would like to prioritize having, because as I've said before, it is now going to be a race against Harad as to, you know, which territories they gobble up, which territories basically I gift them. I think Ethring is not really such a big deal because it's a little tiny wooden town, but I mean, Tarnost would be nice to have because it is a massive fortress, and it's got quite a lot of nice buildings, actually. So that might be nice to have. Ethring, I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on Harad. Well, actually, Dolan Rath would be very nice to have because it is also a coastal city that should have a massive amount of trade, much like Pelargir, and actually Linhir was probably something like that. I'm sure Linhir has quite a lot of income, but nevertheless, let's just throw another turn in this episode, and then we will probably assault Arnak the next episode. Oh shit, once again we've seen the One Ring, and it is within Imladris, which is well beyond our reach right now, unfortunately. Another adoption, another orphan turned down. And turned down for what? Okay, we've got a market built in Minas Tirith, and like I said, we are going to save up. Oh my god, we can build a fairground, which will increase our trade by not much, actually. It won't really do much. But we will save up for this Dark Temple of Melkor, because as you can see, our conversion is going quite slow. We've only got 37% right now, and we want that to be like 100 fucking percent. So we'll just wait for that to play out. Okay, you know what? I just noticed that Glaubeam is making a return with quite a large army, so we'll have to assault Arnak very quickly here with Hormorath, and then turn right around and head north to fend off Hormorath. So we're going to leave this Ballista and these Maulers in Minas Tirith because those units are... I chose those units specifically to defeat the cavalry forces of Arnak, and potentially the Elves if we ever were to send that piece up north. Dwarvois is going to move to intercept and lead these units to greatness up to Thornburg. And you know what? This is quite a strong army. We may actually be able to do some damage with this, considering how little activity, I should say, how little activity we are seeing from the Sylvans at this point. So, I don't know. We'll have to make a judgment when we bring our spies back to Sylvan lands. Okay. Isengard, once again, looks to be getting boot-fucked by Rohan. We've got a few captains outside the city just fucking going nuts. And you know what? Once this invasion ends, I'm sure that Rohan is just going to go just a little bit more nuts, and they're just going to fuck up our day. Fuck up Isengard, fuck up our day, and just generally be a pain in the ass. So we'll have to deal with them when the time comes. We can't actually retrain anything in Minas Tirith right now. It's like 7 turns until we're able to retrain, so we may as well send these units to West Osgiliath, do some retraining there, perhaps. We can retrain that Orc band with this Raider unit. It's going to have to head all the way to probably Minas Morgul. And we'll do that within the next few turns. Okay, we've got some Morning Guard returning as well. And then Dwarvois is making it up there with some elite units. And that will basically be our army. We can probably combine a few of these units. For example, these Orc bands. Just get rid of a few of those units. There we are. And just retrain one. Because, of course, we're going to have Laguf showing up any day now. And he's going to take up a slot himself. And then we've got 3 slots here. And boom. Our army will be full. This unit of Orc Maulers, though. We need to retrain this unit. And I'll probably... I don't know where Arthdor is, actually. I don't want to lose a unit of Orc Maulers. As silly as that is, There we go. We're going to send this unit to Carindros, and we can actually retrain in Carindros. Wonderful. Now we have 4,000 gold coins. We'll have our 5,000 gold coins by the end of next turn. And boom, we can now assault Arnak and capture that city and leave a small garrison behind just in case Gondor gets fresh. Because, as I said, we need to march north and deal with Glaubeam. We should have killed him when we had the chance. Holy shit. But you know what, guys? I think I'm going to end it here with a bit of a cliffhanger. We'll get good old Hormarath here, and we'll do an assault. And you know what? We can take a look at Forlong's army. Not a whole lot of units. He's received an additional 4 units in Garrison script. And, man, he's got quite a lot of axemen. But that's not really anything we can't handle. 1,600 men total. And look at that. We can even do a night attack to increase Hormarath's command. So we may as well do. But I'm not going to fight this battle. Of course, like I said, I will fight it next episode. So, as always, everyone, as per usual, thanks for watching. I will see you guys next video.